You know that moment when someone you love makes you question your own sanity? When they twist your genuine concern into something ugly, and suddenly you're the villain in a story you didn't even know you were part of. I'm Ryan. I'm 27, and I'm sitting in my empty apartment right now with boxes packed around me. 3 years with Veronica just ended in the most spectacular way possible, and honestly, I should have seen it coming from that first Instagram post. Let me back up. Veronica and I had been solid for 3 years. We were talking about moving in together when her lease was up next year. Everything felt stable, you know. We had our own places, our own routines, but we were building towards something real together. Then her roommate Destiny got this amazing job offer across the country. Had to move within a month. Suddenly Veronica was scrambling to find someone to cover half the rent on this decent 2-bedroom place. Not cheap, but not luxury either. She interviewed a few people, told me about them casually. Then one night over dinner she drops this bomb. "Oh, I found someone. This guy Trent from my CrossFit gym. He's perfect. Clean, steady job references check out." I literally paused mid-bite. "A guy." Yeah, so her tone was already defensive. Look, I tried to stay calm here. "I'm just surprised you didn't mention interviewing any guys before." She rolled her eyes like I was being ridiculous. I didn't think gender mattered for roommates in 2024. And here's where I made what she would later call my first mistake. I said, "It's not about gender, Veronica. It's about us discussing something that might affect our relationship." Her face went cold, ice cold. "How does my roommate affect our relationship?" I kept trying to explain calmly. "I'm not saying you can't have a male roommate. I'm just saying maybe we could have talked about it first. I'd like to meet him. Make sure we're all comfortable with this situation." But she was already gone. "Are you seriously trying to control who I live with?" "No, I'm asking you to consider my feelings about a decision that..." That's exactly what you're doing. You're threatened by the idea of me living with another man. That's your insecurity, not my problem. The conversation just evolved from there. I kept trying to explain I wasn't forbidding anything, just wanted to be part of the discussion. She kept painting me as this controlling, jealous boyfriend. I left that night feeling completely unheard, but whatever. I figured we'd work through it like we always did. 2 days later, I wake up to my phone blowing up with notifications. She'd made a post. "A real woman doesn't need a man's permission to make her own housing decisions. If your partner is threatened by you having male friends or roommates, that's a red flag. Secure men don't need to control where you live or who you live with. Independent, strong women know your worth." The comments were brutal. Her friends hyping her up, calling out toxic masculinity and controlling behavior. Some of our mutual friends were liking it, which honestly stung the most. I sat there with my coffee getting cold, reading comment after comment about how I was apparently an insecure control freak. Never mind that I'd never told her she couldn't do anything. Never mind that I just asked to be included in the conversation. So I did something that would change everything. I commented, "A real man doesn't need to give it. Simple, direct. If we're playing the social media game, I'll play." Within 5 minutes, she was calling me, voice shaking with rage. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Exactly what it says. I don't need to give permission because I'm not your parent. But I also don't need to stay in a relationship where my feelings are dismissed as control issues. Are you threatening to break up with me over a roommate? I'm saying that how you handle this, publicly shaming me instead of having an adult conversation, tells me everything I need to know about how you solve problems. She hung up. 20 minutes later, I noticed she'd disabled comments on the post. But the damage was done. Everyone had seen it. Everyone had chosen sides. And what none of us knew yet was that Trent, this perfect roommate, was about to teach all of us exactly what manipulation actually looks like. You want to know what real red flags look like? It's not a concerned boyfriend asking to meet your male roommate. It's a guy who accidentally walks in on your shower. Twice. But I'm getting ahead of myself. After the social media disaster, Veronica and I eventually made up. Sort of. She gave me one of those non-apology apologies. You know, the "I'm sorry you felt that way" kind. But we moved past it. Because that's what you do when you love someone right. You overlook the red flags because you want to believe they care about your relationship as much as you do. Trent moved in the next week. Veronica threw this housewarming dinner, and that's when I met him. First impression, total gym bro. Not necessarily in a bad way, just very much that type. Tank top at dinner. Who wears a tank top to dinner? kept flexing when he talked, mentioned his personal records within 10 minutes. Look, I go to the gym too. I'm not judging the fitness thing. But what I noticed was how he looked at Veronica. The little touches. Hand on her lower back when he squeezed past her in the kitchen. Playing with her hair when she showed him something on her phone. Calling her V in this weirdly intimate tone. I kept my mouth shut. Didn't want another controlling boyfriend accusation. Over the next few weeks, things got progressively weird. He'd text her constantly, even when we were together. Hey, V, grabbed your favorite smoothie. V, want to hit legs together tomorrow. Started posting gym selfies with her, always tagged, always with captions like beast mode with this one. He'd walk around shirtless constantly when I was over, even in winter. And those 2 accidental shower walk-ins? Yeah, right. Every time I tried to bring any of this up, Veronica would shut me down. He's just friendly. You're reading too much into it. This is exactly what I was talking about with your jealousy. The kicker came when I found out from her Instagram story that they'd gone to a concert together, a band I'd specifically wanted to see with her. When I'd asked her about tickets a month earlier, she said she couldn't afford them. Oh, Trent had an extra ticket last minute. His friend bailed. What was I supposed to do, let it go to waste? Right. His friend bailed. But here's where it gets interesting. I started paying attention. Really paying attention to their schedules, their stories, their whole roommate dynamic. And I noticed something Veronica apparently didn't. I was scrolling through social media one night when I saw Trent tagged in a photo from some guy's trip to Vegas. There was a woman in the photo, a blonde woman who commented, "Love you, babe," on all his gym selfies. A woman whose bio said, Trent's girlfriend since 5/12/2023. My man had a whole girlfriend this entire time. Her name was Becca. Cute blonde nurse, lived about an hour away. Her Instagram was public and it was full of couple photos with Trent. Recent ones. Like last week recent. I sat on this information for a day debating what to do. Part of me wanted to immediately tell Veronica. Part of me was petty and wanted to see how this played out. I chose petty, and I chose strategy. First, I screenshotted everything. Every photo, every lovey comment, every timestamp. Then I created a throwaway Instagram and followed Becca. She accepted immediately. Public figure wannabe accepts everyone. Next, I started paying closer attention to Trent's schedule. When he said he was visiting family on weekends, he was posting stories from Becca's apartment. When he claimed he was working late, he was tagged at her favorite restaurant. The man was living a complete double life, and my girlfriend was helping him do it by being his cover story. But instead of exposing him immediately, I wanted to see something. How far would Veronica go in defending him? How much would she ignore to avoid admitting she might have been wrong? Turns out pretty far. When Becca posted about their 6-month anniversary dinner, I casually asked Veronica what she did that night. Oh, just hung out with Trent, watched some Netflix. Cool, what did you watch? Some action movie. I don't know, I fell asleep. Interesting, because Trent was posting stories from a steakhouse an hour away at the exact same time. This house of cards was going to collapse eventually. I just wanted to make sure I had receipts when Veronica tried to rewrite history. 3 weeks after I discovered Becca's existence, everything went nuclear in the most unexpected way possible. It started with Veronica drunk texting me at 2 a.m. on a Friday, "Why aren't you fighting for me?" I was confused. We hadn't even been fighting lately. I'd actually been extra chill knowing what I knew. What are you talking about? You just let another man live with me. If you really loved me, you'd be jealous. And there it was. She wanted the drama. She wanted me to be possessive so she could feel desired. I trust you, I texted back. Isn't that what you wanted? You trust me too much. It's like you don't even care. I left her on read and went back to sleep. But apparently that triggered something in her. The next morning she posted another gem. When he's too secure to be jealous, some of us want to feel wanted. Passion over comfort. Real love. The comments this time were mixed. Some friends hyping her up, others confused. One mutual friend actually commented, "Girl, didn't you just drag him for being jealous like a month ago?" That comment got deleted real quick, but here's where Veronica made a fatal error. Becca saw the post. Becca had started following Veronica after seeing her in Trent's stories. And Becca was not happy about her boyfriend's roommate posting about wanting men to be jealous over her. Becca commented, "Maybe focus on your own relationship instead of playing games. Some of us appreciate secure men." Veronica, not knowing who Becca was, responded, "Maybe mind your business. You don't know my life. I know enough. Like how you're living with my boyfriend." The comment section exploded. Veronica deleted the post within minutes, but screenshots were already circulating. My phone started blowing up. Mutual friends sending me the screenshots asking if I knew Trent had a girlfriend. I played dumb. Wow, that's crazy. Had no idea. Meanwhile, Veronica was calling me non-stop. I let it go to voicemail. Her texts got increasingly frantic. Call me now. This psycho is saying Trent is her boyfriend. She's lying, right? Ryan, please, I need you. I waited 3 hours, then texted back. Sounds like something you and your roommate need to sort out. I don't want to be controlling. She showed up at my apartment an hour later, mascara running, hands shaking. The strong, independent woman who didn't need anyone was having a complete breakdown. She's been messaging me, sending photos of them together. He's been lying this whole time. That's rough, I said, not moving from my doorway. Rough. My roommate has been using me as a cover for his affair. He's not having an affair, Veronica. Becca is his actual girlfriend. You're the side situation he's been setting up. Her face went white. What do you mean? That's when I showed her my folder. Screenshots going back weeks. Trent's real schedule, the anniversary posts, everything. You knew. Her voice was tiny. You knew and didn't tell me. Would you have believed me? Or would you have accused me of being a jealous, controlling boyfriend making things up? She opened her mouth, closed it. We both knew the answer. But hey, I continued, a real woman doesn't need a man's protection, right? You've got this handled. Ryan, please, I'm sorry, I need your help dealing with this. No. I'm done, Veronica. You publicly humiliated me for expressing concern. You dismissed every red flag I pointed out. You chose to believe I was the problem instead of trusting the person who actually cared about you. I'm not your cleanup crew. You're seriously breaking up with me now when I need you most. I'm breaking up with you because you showed me who you are. Someone who'd rather be right than be loved. Good luck with Trent. I closed the door, blocked her number, blocked her on everything. But the story doesn't end there. Because Karma apparently had a whole checklist to work through. Becca went full scorched earth. She didn't just dump Trent. She exposed him to everyone. Posted their entire text history, including messages where he called Veronica an easy mark, and said she was too desperate for male attention to notice anything. Turns out Trent's plan was to slowly escalate things with Veronica while keeping Becca as his main girlfriend. He figured he could eventually get both situations running simultaneously. The free rent from Veronica was just a bonus. Veronica tried to kick him out immediately. But here's the kicker. He'd already paid 3 months in advance, probably with Becca's money, and he knew tenant rights. She couldn't just throw him out. She had to go through proper eviction procedures. So for 30 days, she lived with a man who'd played her, a man who brought Becca over just to be petty, a man who'd walk around saying things like, "Hey V, remember when you defended me against your controlling ex? Good times." Sometimes the universe has a sense of humor. Dark humor, but humor nonetheless. It's been 2 months since I closed that door on Veronica, and honestly, I'm doing better than I have in years. But let me tell you what happened after everything exploded. Because Karma apparently wasn't finished yet. Veronica tried reaching out through mutual friends constantly. The messages were always the same. I made a mistake, I should have listened. Please just talk to me. I stayed radio silent. Started therapy instead. Best decision ever. Found out I'd been so focused on managing her emotions, avoiding her triggers, proving I wasn't like her ex, that I'd lost myself completely. Meanwhile, Veronica couldn't afford the apartment alone after Trent finally left. Had to break the lease, pay penalties, move back with her parents. The same parents she'd been bragging about being independent from. But the real karma happened about 3 weeks ago. I ran into her at a coffee shop. She looked tired, defeated. Tried to approach me. Ryan, can we just talk for 5 minutes? No, I know I messed up. I know I should have trusted you. I was so stupid. Veronica, stop. You weren't stupid. You were cruel. You chose to publicly humiliate someone who loved you because it felt good to be right. That's not stupidity. That's character. I've changed. Good for you. Change for the next person. I've moved on. Who is she? I actually laughed. There's no one. I'm single. Happily single. Working on myself. Turns out I needed to learn the difference between someone who wants a partner and someone who wants an audience. She started crying right there in the coffee shop. And for a moment, just a moment, I felt bad. Then I remembered that post. The comments. The way she twisted my concern into control. I hope you find what you're looking for, Veronica. But it won't be with me. I left my coffee and walked out. Haven't seen her since. Here's what I learned from all of this. When someone shows you who they are through their actions, believe them the first time. Veronica showed me she valued being right over being kind. She showed me she'd rather have drama than peace. She showed me she'd choose public validation over private conversation. And Trent. He showed everyone exactly what a predator looks like. Someone who finds women who crave male attention and exploits that need. Someone who studies your insecurities and uses them against you. You want to know the funniest part? Veronica wanted a man who'd fight for her. Plot twist. I did fight for her. I fought to be heard. I fought to be trusted. I fought to be respected. She just didn't recognize what that actually looked like because she was expecting jealousy and drama instead of honest communication. I'm genuinely thriving now. I rock climb. I joined a book club. I'm learning Spanish. I'm becoming the person I actually want to be, not the person I thought someone else needed me to be. And yeah, I'm still single. Not because I'm bitter or scared, but because I finally understand what standards really mean. It's not about having a checklist of requirements. It's about recognizing, when someone shows you through their actions, that they value being right over being kind. I learned that love without respect is just emotional chaos. I learned that trust is earned through consistency, not demanded through vulnerability. And I learned that sometimes the most loving thing you can do for someone is let them face the consequences of their choices without cushioning the fall. Her last Instagram post before she went private. Sometimes the best lessons come from the worst heartbreak. Yeah, they do. Oh, and for everyone wondering, yes, I knew I should have told her about Becca immediately. Was it petty to wait? Absolutely. Was it the right thing? Probably not. But after being publicly called controlling and jealous for trying to protect the woman I loved, I wasn't in the mood to be the hero of her story anymore. Sometimes people need to learn that actions have consequences. Sometimes they need to discover that the person warning them about red flags wasn't the enemy. They were the only one who actually cared. Just heard through the grapevine that Trent is now dating his CrossFit coach. Becca dumped him, but kept all those screenshots which she apparently sends to any woman who gets involved with him. The coach doesn't believe her. The cycle continues. Some people really never learn, but I did, and that's the only person I can control.